Hi everyone, this is the National Master Alessandro Santagati. In this video we'll see the round number 3 of the World Cup and the game played between the Grandmaster Giri against the Grandmaster Leko. So Giri from Netherlands against Leko from Hungary. And in this game, Giri played with white and he played d4. So knight f6 and c4. E6, g3. Okay, the idea is bring this bishop in the diagonal, and now d5. So a queen's game, and now bishop g2. In this kind of position, it's not a problem the move d takes c4 because yes, in theory we can see that black can take a pawn, but it's not a problem because after that the white can simply ignore it or can, in theory, simply go to take the pawn with this move. But it's also possible knight f3 and the white can think to take this pawn ladder. Because to defend the pawn, the black need to push d5, and if b5, now this diagonal is free for the bishop, so there is a good attack against the rook on a8. Okay, so not a problem for white, the pawn c4. So the white can simply play bishop g2, and now black plays bishop e7, knight to f3, castle and castle. So both the players focus their attention about the development, and now d takes c4. And okay, queen c2. So the queen now free the square d1, at the same time the queen is attacking the pawn c4. And now a6, a4 to take the square b5, so avoid b5 now, and bishop d7. Okay, the idea is bring this bishop on c6, because this bishop on c8 is very passive, so if the black focuses attention about the development, he knows that that develop this bishop is hard, so this maneuver is good. Okay, queen takes c4, bishop c6, and now bishop g5, and bishop d5. Okay, the queen has to go back to c2, and now bishop e4. The idea is force the white to go in a worse square for this queen, because we know the c file is open, so the queen can work well in this open file. So for the queens to go in another file can be a good idea. And now the white moves queen d1, and the white has to worst his position. So okay, c5, correct. The black now try to counterattack on the center because the white has more space on the center thanks to the pawn d4, and c5 is a logical move to attack the center. So now d takes e5, bishop takes e5, and knight d2. In this way, the white can complete its development, and now bishop c6 because the bishop was under attack, so the black has to move against this bishop, and now knight e5. This move is interesting because the white tried to improve its pieces, and at the same time the white tried to also free this square for the knight, for example. It can be useful, and at the same time try to remove this bishop on c6 that in this square can work well. So now bishop takes d2, king takes g2, and bishop e7. Okay, why this move? Because now there is a good pressure against the knight on f6. So for example, if the black had the idea to develop the pieces, this pin is a problem, because if knight d7 now, to the example, the white can play this move, and now the black has to take with the queen, and the white can weaken the black castle. So it could be a problem. So the black played bishop e7 for this reason. And now rook c1. Yeah, it's a logical move because the white takes the open file, and so knight e7, and now knight takes e7, queen takes e7, and knight f3. Okay, the position is equal. I think maybe slightly better the white because in that game the white rooks are more active now. So this trade maybe is forced, but was also possible rook fd8, and probably is slightly better for black this solution. Black trade immediately the queens. In theory, it's not so bad this move, but then game is slightly better for white. So rook fd1, and now rook c8, and now knight e5. The white try again to improve his pieces, and h6, bishop back to d2. Okay, the white doesn't trade because in general the bishop is a better piece than the knight, and this time the white has no reason to trade, because after the trade the enemy bishop can be very strong in this diagonal. So it's correct, the white idea to go back with the bishop, and now rook d8, knight d3 to block the file d and play in the c file, rook c8, and now f4. Why? Because the white can't improve his position with the pieces, so the white idea is take space with the pawns and wait. So okay, king f8, king f3, improve the king, and now bishop e3. Okay, if bishop e3 immediately, what could be the problem? The problem could be knight e5, and white has to find another square for this bishop. So, but it's not so. It's not a good disposition. The black can play bishop f6, so it can be possible for black to trade the pieces, and it's not a good idea for white. For this reason, the white wait to play bishop e3 only when there is the move knight e7. Now the white move bishop e3, because now it's not possible to attack this piece, and it's possible to take this important square. So the enemy knight is blocked now. So king e8, the black try to improve his king, and now bishop d4, with the idea to free the pawn e and at the same time make pressure against g7. So bishop f6, and now it's possible trade, because I can take space after knight e5 and e4. Okay, it's perfect. The white is always slightly better. The square d7 is very important, because the black has to cover with the pieces, the square, so the black has to pay attention. And now rook takes c1, and now the black has an important problem. The square c7 is hard to defend, so knight e8 is the only move to defend the square, and now knight e3. And now what's the problem? The problem for black is that it's impossible for black to take the square c8 and in general take the c file. So the black thought to take this file with the rook by a6, c6, but we will see that this plan now is not so good, and so after a5 the white can play rook c5, and now king d6 and rook c3. Okay, we can see it. So now rook a6 with the idea rook c6, and the white has the time to play e5, attacking the king back, and now knight c5, very strong. And black has no time to take the square c6, because now the pawn b7 is under attack, and is forced rook b6 to defend it, and the white has the time to play rook d3. The important king move d7, and rook takes b2, rook d7, king f8. The white can retake the pawn, but at the same time the white has a very strong attack against the king, because the simple idea is knight d8 to take f7, and after that the white position will be stronger, and black tried to do something with the rook b3, king g4, and now rook b4, but now the white can win with knight e8, because the pawn f7 is impossible to defend upon f7. The black try with the king g8, and after rook e7 try f5, but after king h5 now the game is completely lost, because the knight has no squares. Maybe the only move can be king f8, but after king f8 and the rook f7, king g8 again, and rook and king g6, the position is completely lost, because there is the pawn e6. I can threaten after that the mate, so the white position after that is very strong. Leko played king h7, so the black chooses to sacrifice the piece, but the position is lost, so the white can simply, Giri can take simply the knight, and after rook b2, yeah, there is a mate threat in theory on h2, can be, but not a problem because the white can play simply h3 and after rook h4, king h4. Now the white has to pay attention because if the white play h4, there is checkmate with g6, but the white can simply play king h4, and now the game is won because the white is up a piece. The white can take e6, can take all the pawns, so no way for black to do something. So Giri won this game and won the round number 3. So it was a very, very nice game. Thank you for the attention and see you for the next video. Bye. Remember to follow me on social networks and share the video with your friends. Thanks.